have is Republican leader McCarthy is in El Paso today, reportedly going to make some kind of announcement involving the Homeland Security Secretary. How does the White House respond to criticism that it's lost control of the border? And given the change in leadership at Customs and Border Protection, what changes does the White House have in mind about how it wants to manage the flow of migrants from the border?
So just a couple of things. I've heard that Mayorkas is, that Kevin McCarthy is at the border. And the question that we have for Kevin McCarthy, who's soon to be Speaker McCarthy, what is his plan? What is he doing to help the situation that we're seeing? What is his plan? He goes down there and he does a political stunt, like many Republicans do, that we have seen them do, but he actually is not putting forth a plan to help us, deal with an issue that we're all seeing, that you all are reporting. And I mean, one of the things he can do is he can go to Texas Senator Ted Cruz or any members of the Republican caucus from Texas who voted against the president's request for record funding to support the hardworking men and women at the Department of Homeland Security, and whether they'll vote for it when it comes up again. We have put a solution to this. We have said, here are the ways that we can deal with this. The first day, on the president's first day in the White House, he put forth a comprehensive immigration plan because he knew how important it was to move forward with getting this done. But let me just say a couple of things, and then I'll take other questions. Here's what the president has done. He secured record funding levels to DHS to support the more than 23,000 agents working day and night to secure the border under Secretary Mayorkas' leadership. He put forward, again, a comprehensive immigration bill on day one. We've partnered with Mexico and Guatemala to tackle the criminal smuggling networks preying on immigrants. Those efforts have already resulted in thousands of arrests because of the work that this president has done. He brought 20 leaders together to collaboratively manage the immigration challenge impacting the whole Western Hemisphere. And we're stopping fentanyl before it even makes it to the streets of the United States.
The CDC, or Center for Disease Control and Prevention, reports drug overdoses in the U.S. top 100,000 annually as of November 17th, 2021. A 28.5% increase.
So we have a plan. We've been putting that forward. McCarthy has no plan. The Republican Party has no plan.
On November 12th, about 150 GOP legislators, including leader Kevin McCarthy, met Wednesday to hear the mainstream advocate's census plan for border reform, said Tom Homan, the former director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency.
They do nothing except do political stunts.
So is there a change in approach? So given that you're changing leadership at CBP, does that signal that the administration is going to change course at all?
We feel that we have a plan that we have put forward. We are happy to work with Republicans in a bipartisan way, as the president has done for the past 20 months, and more than 200 pieces of legislation that he has been able to be done in a bipartisan way, signed into law.
Well, let's go to Congress.gov and fact check this. 117th Congress, legislation. Look at all that green highlighted border. It just keeps going and going. Introduction. Became law. Nothing. Same. All the way down. Now we switch over to the law. Laws passed. Where? There's nothing. There's nothing, no green, nothing highlighted. It doesn't matter how you sort it, descending or ascending. Let's go back. No, border. 100 per page. 964 mentions, but not one law passed. Where is it? Where's these laws? I don't see them.
So this is something that can be done. Instead of doing political stunts and making this about politics, why don't Speaker McCarthy, soon to be Speaker McCarthy, actually put a plan before us? Actually come to the table and put some work into it.
Follow up on Chris's questions on the border. You were saying the administration has been clear about its plan. There actually hasn't been an official statement on whether or not the administration will appeal the December 21st court order that would lift Title 42. Will the administration appeal or will it not?
So just a couple things here. So in many ways, we've been preparing for just want to make sure that you are aware that I know we get questions about if we've been preparing for what to do when Title 42 is lifted. So we've been preparing for this. We've been working to accelerate asylum process times to those without a legal basis to remain can be removed promptly. And we've set up anti-smuggling operations with Mexico and Guatemala, as I mentioned, as we prepare to transition to the next phase of our work to manage the border in a safe, orderly, and humane way. The Department of Homeland Security will continue to double down on those proven strategies. And you should expect to hear more from them in the coming weeks on how we're preparing for this, because I know that's been a question. Look, I'm not going to get into any specific legal movements of what we're going to be doing. That's not something that I will do from here. I leave that in the hands of the Department of Justice.
Okay. And right now, for Venezuelans, which make up a large portion of people coming to the border, the administration has given a very limited humanitarian parole for the overall numbers of migrants coming, and basically Title 42, every other Venezuelan coming to the border. If that's lifted, you were just saying expanding asylum. Does that mean that those migrants would be allowed to ask for asylum, or would there be another policy, expedited removal or otherwise, to turn them away? Would they be allowed to ask for asylum, or would they be turned away?
So it's a great question. I'm going to let Department of Homeland Security, as I just said, they're going to have more. They'll share more on how they're preparing from what will happen once Title 42 is lifted. Not going to get ahead of them, and they'll lay out their process.
It sounds like, though, there's no commitment here to actually follow the court order on December 21st.
I'm just not. It's not up for me to decide. It's something for the Department of Justice to make that decision, is what I'm saying. This is for the Department of Justice to decide.
How much of a priority is it for the White House to get a legislation to protect Dreamers passed during the lame duck session?
As you know, when it comes to DACA, it is something that is very important to the president. I don't want to get ahead of, you're talking about in the next couple of weeks. Look, I'm not going to get into any specifics on the agenda for the next couple of weeks. As we have said, we're going to have conversations with leadership in Congress, but I'm just not going to get into specifics.